Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill of Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. We're going to be covering could Shedeur Sanders win the four-man race. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you know the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at the Cleveland Browns quarterback room, and you're looking quickly at what has quickly built up to a very interesting quarterback battle. When you think about everybody that's healthy, take Deshaun Watson out of it. And you've got one Kenny Pickett that was traded there from the Philadelphia Eagles. You got one Joe Flacco that was re-signed in free agency. You got Dillon Gabriel, who was drafted as the first quarterback on the Browns roster this season, and Shedeur Sanders was drafted as the second quarterback on that roster for the NFL draft. And you think of the interesting take. Joe Flacco, we know him as a quarterback champion of the Baltimore Ravens. We seen him in Indy when he was going back and forth with that roster with Anthony Richardson. But he last had success playoff-wise with the Cleveland Browns just 2 seasons ago. And you saw how he was lightning in the bottle for this team. He helped them win a certain amount of games so they can get into the playoffs, and then, boom. Dillon Gabriel, when you think about what he's done at the University of Oregon, how he's been a winner at so many different levels, how he has the most touchdowns in college, simply throwing the football, and being in that Oregon offense that's so complicated but yet so simple to him. He's played a lot of football, seen a lot of football, and accomplished a lot. And then when you get to Shedeur Sanders, same thing, very accomplished football player, has played pretty much all the snaps for Jackson State and University of Colorado the last 4 years. It's a number of things that are just going through, and he's led the FBS with the passer rating. It's just a number of things he's done. And he's been through a lot. So you look at it, okay, he's played a lot, seen a lot of schemes. And now you get to the Cleveland Browns offense. When you think about this team overall with David Njoku, when you think of Jerry Jeudy, they have a couple of weapons and pieces. Nothing that's going to make you think, oh, they're going to the Super Bowl, oh, they're going to the playoffs this year. In a loaded AFC North, where you have the Steelers, you have the Ravens, and also the Cincinnati Bengals, it's tough to say what this team can do. Because, I mean, yes, you have Myles Garrett. You have a couple of different defensive pieces. But offensively, I don't think they have enough to challenge anybody to really be like a playoff contender. Shedeur Sanders has looked great to start the offseason for the players, for the rookies. And you got to think, from also the standpoint of Dillon Gabriel, he hasn't started as fresh as you want to start. But he's had a couple of good throws, a couple of good plays. But he has thrown interceptions. He has thrown a couple of aired passes that's just like, ugh. But now as the minicamp starts and the vets start to come in, the competition gets more fierce. The competition gets more fiery. And you got to think, you add Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders to a quarterback room now with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, it's going to be competitive. I think all these guys want to start. All these guys, I know Kenny Pickett has talked about it. He didn't come all the way to Cleveland to be a backup. So he's expecting to get a chance to start. So I think as this offense unfolds, as the offensive winds, you're going to see that, Shedeur could easily come out on top. So I think that with all the work that they're doing, with all the reps that they have, I think it's a two-horse race, honestly. I think it's between Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders. Because I feel like, Shedeur has a grasp of the offense already. Dillon Gabriel is going to have to catch up, and I feel like Kenny Pickett's going to have to do the same thing. I think that we know what Kenny Pickett is. Being that he played all those years in Pittsburgh and didn't really do anything, I think that's in the back of everybody's mind. But then you got to think about this. Can Dillon Gabriel gather enough support or galvanize the team enough to where he could take control of a couple of practices and really be on point? It's possible. But I think it's a two-horse race between Flacco and Sanders. I think overall, Flacco will start the season. Sanders will take his spot at some point in time during the season. And I think that's how the Browns team is going to go. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs or make any Super Bowl run or anything like that. But I think this is where they're on the right track. So, are you Browns fans? Do you feel like Shedeur is going to make the starting position at some point in time? Or do you feel like it's going to be Flacco or somebody else? Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus. I'll see you on the next episode.